Just double check everything is all good. Let me close Discord out. Okay. And go to this window. Alright. Welcome to the Firecracker 2023 Firecracker Week info stream. This stream we'll be talking about, of course, a little bit more details for this year's Firecracker 400 for the Golf Summer Series, Palm Summer League, as well as the renamed Coke Zero Showdown, formerly the Pepsi Showdown. We're going Team Red this year instead of Team Blue. So, yeah. A quick information, before a couple things before I start. First off, thank you to all the support we've had for the Coca-Cola Summer Kickoff, despite all the delays we had because of the Coke 600. So far, I looked at the views last time, I was about 130 something views. That's pretty good. Thank you guys for the support. Second, the Firecracker 400 for the Palm Summer League. The Firecracker 400 for the Palm Summer League. I said originally it was going to be 40 laps, but I'm leaning towards 42 laps. I was actually kind of thinking about, should I do the 48 laps or should I just do 40 or somewhere in between? I think 42 is a good sweet point for me for the Firecracker 400. So 42 laps for the PSL Firecracker 400. As you can see, bit of a new logo. Similar to the old one, but it's a bit different. And also third, the news that just came out about Chase Briscoe. Holy crap! An L3 penalty, $250,000. Was it 120 driver points? And what was it? $250,000, 120 driver points, and the crew chief suspended for 6 races. That is wild. I'm pretty sure that's the max. L3 is the most biggest penalty NASCAR can give someone, and that is nuts. And I did the calculations before I started the stream. He would be 32nd in points right now because of that penalty, and they're not even appealing it too. So they're SHR is just admitting defeat, which is nuts. I know it's out of topic, but I just gotta say that is insane. I don't think not any of us have seen a penalty that big before. Apparently, it's over counterfeit next gen part, which yikes. But anyways. So moving on from that, let's talk about the Coke Zero Showdown. Of course, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, this is the renamed Pepsi Showdown, and we will use the let me just see if I got the slide and everything correct, because to be honest, I kind of rushed through this. Just double checking, make sure. Yep, we are good to go. All right, so Coke Zero Showdown. Again, former Pepsi Showdown. Maybe a new name, but it's the same race. Same race we all know from the past 2 years. So, a bit of information real quick. First off, like I said yesterday, we will use the Cup 2012 Super Speedway mod by DMR. DMR, even though they don't make mods anymore for NR, they have made really awesome mods, and especially their Xfinity mods, which was some of their last some of the last things DMR made before, unfortunately, not making mods anymore for NR. Their mods are still very good even to this very day. Even though this mod's 11 years old, it's still very good. And another thing too that's significant about the 2012 mod, the 2012 season in general, 2012 the Cup Series season was actually the first full year I actually watched NASCAR, including the Coke Zero 400. So this would be kind of special for me. That this is kind of a throwback to my first year of watching NASCAR as well as Daytona in general. 1 car per person, as per usual. Choose any car number from the list. Well, I didn't post the list, but I'll be on NR. I'm going to get on NR maybe a little later just to show you. I'm not NR. I'm not NR. I meant J-Ski, just to show you all the paint schemes and numbers you can choose from. I would usually show which ones you can choose on NR, but the paint scheme pack I downloaded has so many paint schemes. I'm pretty sure it's over 400, 500 paint schemes that I would literally be spending all day trying to list all the paint schemes. I obviously don't have time for that. And obviously y'all probably don't have time for me to just look through every scheme. What I might do, I might actually get on NR, copy the paint schemes over, or not copy, but put the paint scheme pack in there and just kind of briefly look and just not really over-explain. I might do that, but I'll still do the J-Ski thing. And of course, once signups are closed, they are closed unless a ride opens up somehow, someone vows out or leaves or something like that. Use your real name or online alias, no impersonating real names, please. Driver ratings will be set to 96, and AI difficulty will be 100, and the max drivers will be 42, just like previous years when this was the Pepsi Showdown. Drivers are required to join the official Discord server and follow the rules. I'm pretty sure most everyone's in the server, but if not, be sure to join the server. I didn't link it, but it's on my About section. And what I might do for signups, I'm thinking of making a YouTube video saying, hey guys, signups are open, and it directs people to the forum, because Peps in previous years this race hasn't really only got maybe a little over 24 people, maybe a little under 24 people, but my goal this year with the Coke Zero Showdown is to have as many people as we possibly can, fill up all the spots we can. You can be removed / fine if rules are broken. And this is only, and mind you, this is only for a single race, not a series. PSL is our main series. We're gonna have the Firecracker 400. This is not, the Coke Zero Showdown isn't a series. No custom paint schemes, because first off, it'll take forever to get everyone's custom scheme request in. And second, this scheme pack has so many paint schemes that what's even the point of having a custom scheme? And champion reservists in the GSS, HWRL, or the winner street stocks won't be valid here when you sign up. So the track will be the 2011 Daytona Night version 3 by Revamp Reloaded. Revamp Reloaded, I'm pretty sure they don't make any tracks anymore, but even still, their tracks still hold up really good. Like the Atlanta track I used for GSS, that was made by them. That was from 2010. That was from over 13 years ago, and it's still really good and beautiful, especially the day to night transition. And this Daytona one is no exception. Now, again, the reason I said version 3 of Daytona, because they have two versions of Daytona, two other versions of Daytona, or 3. The first version is the one used from the Budweiser Shootout in 2011, followed by the one version for the Daytona 500, and another one for the Coke Zero 400. And I thought, okay, the Budweiser Shootout one and the Coke Zero 400 one is the same thing. No, there's actually some differences. I noticed when I was testing, I was actually going to use the Budweiser Shootout version, because it didn't have a day-to-night transition. It's not really too much point having a day-to-night transition for a race this short. But I realized, I was like, wait, is the grass sort of like turns 1 and 2 and like the back straightaway? And also turns 3 and 4. I noticed that the grass in the Budweiser Shootout version was kind of more faded. But then I was like, that's kind of cool. And I looked at the Coke Zero 400 version, and the grass is brighter. And that's just the cool attention to detail they put in. That goes to show you how good Revamp Reloaded is when it comes to these tracks. I mean, they put detail like that depending on what season you're racing Daytona on, like if it's either in the winter or summer. Anyways, much like previous years, this race will be 20 laps long. That's not changing, unlike the main Firecracker 400. Double file restarts, since double file restarts were a thing by 2012, and just like in 2012, we're going to have 3 max green-white checkered attempts. We had green-white checkered attempts for the previous Pepsi Showdown, because that was based off 05, and they had green-white checkers by 2005. But double file restarts weren't a thing until 2009. They didn't have double file restarts. And the coverage format and style will be very similar to straight stocks, golf, PSL, HWRL. So pretty familiar there. And the race, and of course the last 2 important dates, the race will be premiered on Sunday. It will be on Sunday, July 2nd at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, barring any delays. What was I going to say? Crap. Yeah, that's of course the same day as the Chicago Street Race. Let me actually edit one thing real quick. Whoops. I just want to edit the start time for signups. Then I'll get back to what I was saying. Okay. Alright, so Sunday, July 2nd will be the Coke Zero Showdown, same night as the Chicago Street Race. That might go long. I might change the start time, but that's just kind of the tentative start time for now, because I wanted to try replicating 7:30 because that was the time usually they started these races back in the day. But Sunday, July 2nd is the date, regardless if the start time, and regardless if Chicago Street Course that night gets delayed. And the signups, most important one, June 4th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It said 3:30, but I edited to 2:30. Reason why I'm starting it I'm doing signups this early. Usually, it's like the 2nd or 3rd week of June, is the fact that, number one, I want to get as many people to do this race as possible, because this race has kind of struggled with getting a lot of people. Only around a little under half a dozen, over 2 dozen people were signed up for this race. I want a much bigger field compared to previous years. And that's why I want to start the signups early. And number two, so to give people ample time. And another thing I forgot to mention too, signups will close on June 18th, regardless if the field is full or not. I'm hoping the field fills up this year, but regardless if it does not fill up or not, the signups will close on June 18th, and I'll probably be sure to mention that in like the description or something. Another reason too I want to do signups early is so I can actually make the race. I know this is only 20 laps, it's not that long, but Pepsi Showdown last year got delayed because of all the Firecracker week stuff. I had to make all that Firecracker stuff in a week, and I kind of want to make that sort of viable, easier for me to make. And of course, good luck. But I'm gonna just make one more edit because I was clearly ready for this. But yeah, good luck to everyone participating in this race. And I just want to put signups will close on June 18th, which is Father's Day, the same night as the PSL race, the next PSL race in California. That's why I hate about OBS. If you do one little adjustment, it shuts down the game. Okay, so here's the paint schemes. Okay, all the other ones are here. I'm gonna just sort these. So these are just for the super speed, or I might just do both of them first. Okay, so this is just the super speedway. Mossy, the smaller like it is in 2012. I'll explore. This is the super speedway mod. I'm gonna explore the paint schemes that are only specifically made for the super speedway mod, but then I'll explore the other ones for the original mod. And don't worry too if your paint scheme isn't in this part of the super speedway, is in the super speedway mod. Each game is compatible with one another. Which actually, you know what? Better yet, let me just explore the regular mod. Yeah, this is the regular mod. Short track, I guess. Yeah. See, the spoilers are a lot taller. Alright, so I'm just going to use the regular mod. Just imagine the spoiler to be smaller than the other one, than these. So, here we go. Here's Jamie McMurray. Now, some of these are duplicates. So, be sure that... Look, 525 paint schemes. That is wild. That is insane. Like, who has to have to paint all of these? Anyway, so there's McMurray's. Again, all of these are duplicates, so just kind of ignore them. I'm just going to kind of scroll through them. I'm not going to talk and add my details because that'll take forever. I remember this game, though. He ran us at Pocono, I think. There's Kozlowski, the 2012 champion. I've always liked this one. And this one, too, the Versi Wallace throwback. And also, yes, this will probably be the first year I can recall that we've had patriotics for the showdown race at Daytona. So, yeah, there's that. Casey Kane. Yeah, again, there's a lot of duplicates. Ricky Stenhouse. I keep forgetting he raced in 2012 in the Cup Series. Robbie Gordon. Marcos Ambrose. Decent amount of schemes here. Again, at least, except for Kenny Wallace, I'm pretty sure, and maybe a couple other drivers, each driver has at least multiple paint schemes. 2 to 3. So you got a lot of choices. Here's Marcos Ambrose once again. There's only one Kenny Wallace car. I guess he ran this during the 500. Danica Patrick. And, or David Ruman, either one. Both drive the 10. Yeah, this is the one ran at Martinsville in 2012. The one Jimmy and Jeff lost for the 200th one. Yeah, that was not a fun race. I remember watching that race. I was so mad. Melling? Oh, that's an old... That's cool. Also, apparently JJ always rode the 10? I did not know that. This game is cool. The Ice Age one. That's cool. I remember seeing this at Sonoma. David Ruman also drove the 44. Why is it labeled as the 10? I'm changing that. Or I'll change it later. How many David Rudmans are there? Good God. Okay, so if you're a David Rudiman fan, I wonder when his number 10 from run his number 10 from 2012. You have plenty of options. Denny Hamlin, who may or may have not been in the news recently. I don't know. This game I remember. He won Atlanta Lift. This was my first when he won with this scheme in Atlanta. That was my first ever Cup race in 2012. Also this one, a throwback. I remember when FedEx actually did different paint schemes for each one of their the branches. Me too. I remember that. I was gonna say Ryan Blaney, but Sam Hornish Jr. Casey Mirrors. That's only well, Sam Hornish took over to 22. Casey Mirrors now only basically three of the same ones. I thought they had a Geico military one. Could have swore. Tony Stewart Smoke is the patriotic one. Oh yeah, what's okay? What's up with this? Is the second. I'm pretty sure that the 05 race Tony Stewart won, which was where the last Pepsi Showdown was based off of, and now this year's Pepsi Showdown is based off 2012. Another one Tony Stewart won. So, Jesus, okay. Clint Boyer, the runner-up from that year, and every Jeff Gordon fan's favorite driver. Again, there's a lot of just duplicates and different variations of this game. Greg Biffle, again, this is just the non-restrictor plate Steam pack. I'll probably briefly gloss over the Auto one, but most of the schemes are identical. And again, if the scheme you want is not on here, chances are it's on JSki's website, which I will link. Which I'll link after this because NR loves to glitch around for whatever reason when I close the window. Here's Greg Biffle. This one's cool. Kind of reminds me of the old National Guard one. This one I remember from Texas 2012, where he beat Jimmy. The Fastenal one. I forgot. Yeah, they ran matching Fastenal cars. Roush did at the Coke 600. Let's kind of go quick. I might go a bit more. Might kind of speed through this up a little bit because, good God, there's so many Biffle cars. All right, here's his teammate Matt Kenseth, who won the Daytona 500. There's his Fastenal car. I remember him running this one. When did he run this one? He never ran at Daytona. I guess he ran at Kentucky or something. There's Kyle Busch. This was always one of my favorite ones he ran. There's this patriotic one. Chris Cook. It was actually a lot of 19s. Actually, multiple drivers drove the 19. Going to late Jason Leffer, which is literally the same paint scheme. It's just different colors. Joey Logano. I think a lot of people forgot he drove the 20. A lot of Dollar Generals. Trevor Bain, who won the 2011 500. I remember running this one. That was kind of cool. This one's kind of a discreet patriotic. I guess he ran it during the Coke 600. Leonard Wood, Hall of Fame. And the standard one again. A.J. Allmendinger, who initially drove the 22 until he got suspended in favor of Sam Hornish. It's decent variations. You got solid Pennzoil, AAA. That's California AAA. Another Pennzoil. Back to Pennzoil. Robert Richardson, the 23. I honestly thought the 23 was with BK Racing, but I was wrong. Jeff Gordon. Drove through N Hunger cars. I remember the credit card scheme. The DuPont one. This was the one he wrecked Clint Boyer with. That's right, because I had like performance coatings. Farmville, standard DuPont, another credit card one, standard, and a standard DuPont. Tony Raines, which is the only Tony Raines one, but there's also other, that's a political scheme. So someone's election. Anyways. But Josh Wise also drove the 26 that year. Okay, I'm just going to speed through these because I'm not even halfway through this crap. And this game's already been over 40 minutes, so we're just kind of speed through this. Paul Menard. Kevin Harvick. There's a patriotic. And by the way, it's going to be really cool in July when I like this game too. It's going to be really cool to see his first ever win car in Atlanta in a couple months because that's gonna pace the field in Atlanta in a couple months, and I'm gonna be there. That's gonna be really cool to see. David Stremme, basically the exact same paint scheme. Jeff Burton. Jeff Burton had really underrated paint schemes in 2012. The Wheaties car. Boris said, I did not realize he even drove he drove a HedgerCars.com car in a Ford. Weird. As well as Jason White and Kenny Strader. And TJ Bell. And Timmy Hill. Again, I'm sorry I'm going too fast. Because, again, there's way too many paint schemes, and it would take forever just to slowly go through them. Elliott, the 33, this was not, or it was RCR. Elliott Sadler, but also Circle Sport. As well as Brendan Gaughan and Stephen Light. David Reagan. Reagan has a bunch. Way too many. Jesus Christ. I feel, if you're going to sign up for David Reagan or Greg Biffle, I'm going to feel so bad when I ask you, okay, what paint scheme you want. This game is cool, the Where's Waldo one. God, so many paint schemes. And David Gillen, whoever, this is a 38 scheme, I don't know why it's listed as 34, but still. Dave Boyney, who almost very nearly won that year's 500. I remember that 2012 500 race. That was such a fun race, even though it ended until, like, what, 2 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Okay, we're about halfway, thankfully. Mike Wallace and also Dave Boyney in the 37, and JJ Yeley. God, there's so many schemes, dude. David Gerolin also has a crap ton of schemes. What band is this? Big Machine Records. Long John Silver's. Does anyone even go to Long John Silver's? Good God, the front row cars have a lot of options, to say the least. Ryan Newman. No, this is the second to last year in the 39. Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ. Michael Waltrip in his attempt for the Daytona 500 in the 40 car before he crashed out into duels. Juan Pablo Montoya. I am not going to say a jet driver joke, because those jokes over years, this is kind of, I remember this game, the patriotic for the 600 in the Daytona race, the Clorox car, that was always one of my favorites. Eric Amarola. I thought Montoya had more paint schemes, to be honest. Eric Amarola. Air Force car. Again, I'm telling you, this scheme has way too many charter. Not a fan of charter, even though we have them. STP. Bobby. Okay, we're getting close. Bobby Labonte. I kind of feel bad for Labonte fans because they went from within the span of 10 years. They went to seeing him to win a champ. They went from seeing him winning a championship to a bottom feeder team. Just Jesus. Of course, my favorite driver of all time, Jimmy Johnson. I'll let someone choose Jimmy. I'll let someone race the 48. This game is awesome. I remember this game. I'll let someone race as Jimmy. I'm not going to choose the 48. If you want to race him, go right ahead. I'll probably choose a different car. This car, I remember. I remember when he won this one in Dover. Oh yes, the cursed white Lowe's car. I miss when Lowe's did the special variations with the stripes. Like they had the normal blue one, the white one, the silver one, the black cobalt one. JJ, this is probably one more underrated ones from that year. The green one, standard one again. The Milos, that's giving me Vietnam flashbacks from Martinsville. Thanks, David Ruderman. And then the Cobalt again. JJ Early. So, Dylan, there's your 49. You got a lot of options, to say the least. Again, Kurt Busch, and probably the year Kurt Busch fans want to forget, 2012, when he was in the 51. This car is iconic from Darlington. Mike Skinner. I didn't realize he was still racing in 2012. Only one paint scheme. I'm pretty sure it was one of the very few ones with only one paint scheme choice. The 55, I'll probably go for the 55. I'll let someone get Jimmy because, yeah, I just don't want people to... This is probably what I'm going to go for. This one, the Armed Forces Foundation. Super nice car. Of course, Michael Waltrip did drive this car in the super speedways, except for Daytona. The 500 because he failed to qualify. And Brian Vickers. Martin Truex Jr. This might be my second choice if someone gets Mark Martin before me. I remember this is when the era Truex was really, really good. Here's his patriotic. This was the era Truex was really, really good in, but he just could never deliver. I remember seeing in Atlanta. He should have won with this car in Atlanta in 2012. Like, he wasn't an Impala. That's weird. I mean, it's a CLT body. Who cares about the... all of them look the same anyway, but... This was the era for Truex where he should have won so many races, but he didn't. Cole Witt. Okay, we're skipping all the way to 74, so we're getting close. We're getting close. Finally. Cole Witt, the 74, you got several options because several drivers drove the 74. Literally all the same paint schemes. Regan Smith and Kurt Busch. Which one? For whatever one you want to do. The Oro Colorado Tribune one. That's a cool one. Basically the same scheme. Kelly Byers. I didn't realize he was even racing in 2012. As well as Scott Speed. Here's the BK cars. Landon Castle. The smoothie car. There was another regular car. The red car. The celebrating 55 years. Standard car again. Red car again. Smoothie car again. Standard car. Again, there's a lot of duplicates. Joe Nemechek. A lot of duplicates again. Alright, Dale Jr. is probably the first one's going to get taken, to be honest. The cursed Diet Mountain Dew car. The National Guard. The Amp Energy Diet Mountain Dew. This is one of my favorites, the Amp Energy one. Kind of the Pulse is there. The Junior Foundation one, the one he wanted to open with. The Patriotic. Another Amp Energy. The 7-Eleven Diet Mountain Dew. Another National Guard, so decent options for Junior. Jason Leffler. I'm pretty sure they misspelled his name. The same 91 scheme. And here's the other BK car, David Ruderman. And Travis Kvapil. Here's the other smoothie car. Scott Speed again, even though I don't know why they list him as the 95, you know, it's clearly the 79. Oh yeah, this is a scam. I remember this game. We're almost done. Bill Elliott. The Bill Elliott number 50 car will also be available for those who want it. Michael McDowell. I forgot he drove the 98. And last week, Carl Edwards, cousin Carl. He had a lot of good paint schemes. The Aflac, I remember that one. EcoBoost, was that? No, that was the white one. Then he jumped to restart in. The Fastenal Patriotic, regular Fastenal, Geek Squad, Subway, UPS, another Aflac, Cheez-Its, another Cheez-Its. Yep, this was the one he jumped to restart in at Richmond. That's the one. Or Fastenal. Subway, the standard one. Okay, and we're finally done. Okay, we're finally done. I'm pretty sure let me pause the stream real quick so I can start up free camera. Let's explore around the Daytona track. Don't crash. Cool. Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was still on. So okay, so this is where I was. This kind of grandstands here. Again, I only started these cars because I wanted to get a better idea of what the night effect is. So the 2.6, 31.32 for the Dash for Cash back in the day. The Subway Jalapeno 250. So, well, Daytona was already kind of built up around this time by the last time we did in 05. But I'm pretty sure the grandstands were longer here, but compared to what it was in the... we used the 2007 version, that's right. And look at all those American flags. I miss when this race was in July. I don't might hate it in August, but it's just too chaotic in August, I feel like. Of course, the original Sprint Tower. Got David Reagan. The Budweiser. There was a 2012 version, but it's basically the original track we used for the Gulf Summer Series in 2020 for the Firecracker 400, so I decided not to use it. Plus, I kind of like this version a little bit better. There's the garage area. This was a bit more modern at this point. Budweiser Racing. The garage is basically the same with... is this... Yeah, these are the garage. The garages are basically the same as they were then. The haulers, all kind of somewhat accurate because this was... The pack I'm using is the Revamp Reloaded... Well, no, the shared pack is from 2011. This is a 2011 track. That's kind of one thing I hate about the shared folders, that... I said, like, look at this. This is a Monster Energy logo, a Monster Energy Vision stuff, even though this is 2011. NASCAR and TNT. Here's Victory Lane. This has the new Victory Lane at that point. Kind of cool reflection of Daytona there. I'm pretty sure it's the Xfinity and truck area. Sunoco sign. Okay, let's just take a lap around the speedway. Here's the pylon. And this area still was... And this was when Daytona was freshly repaved. So into turn 1 here. I wish more people made day to night tracks in NR. Yeah, this 5:31. The stream is kind of going a little longer than I'd anticipate, but it's no matter. And then here's the old backstretch grandstands. And there's Lake Lloyd. I'll say, though, for real, though, I went to 2 Daytona summer races, 2015 and 2018. Yes, the first one, the one was Austin Dillon going into the fence. There's the old backstretch grandstands. But there's nothing like going to Daytona for the first time, I feel like. Daytona is a must-have for a racing fan. No matter if it's the 500 or the summer race. There's the Budweiser party porch. See what the view is. That's a nice view. I kind of miss the backstretch area, especially the party porch. Into turn 3. Usually, if this was the real 2012 track, this would have the fresher repaved part of where Montoya hit the jet dryer. But this was the year before, so it doesn't quite have that yet. And again, I think the 2011 version of this track is better than the 2012. And there's the hotels. They're still, I'm pretty sure, nearby. If I go to Daytona again, I should go there. Or even the... I like going to the beach. I like going to exploring the beach at Daytona. Off of turn 4. See the Coke Zero logo. I thought it was UPS, but it was Safety Clean. You can kind of see the darker transitions. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you download the Budweiser shootout version of this 2011 Daytona track... Oh, yeah, I forgot they had this sort of 3D logo. It's going to look cool off turn 4. Oh, yeah. That's going to look really cool. Let's see if I can get... Oh, yeah. It was supposed to, like, stand... I'm pretty sure it's supposed to get, like, a stand-up effect, but I guess you can't really do that in NR. But... Crap, what was I going to say? Yeah, I like this version of the track about... Oh, yeah, the grass. But if you download the Budweiser shootout version of this track from 2011, the grass here will be a bit more faded, kind of like how grass is in the winter months, but since it's the summer months, it's a lot more green. It's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see if you do download it. And just take a lap on pit road real quick. Real Coke taste, 0 calories, 0 competition. Honestly speaking, I'm not a big fan of Coke Zero. Actually, I'm a Coke... To be honest, I'm actually more... Obviously, I'm from Georgia. We're Coke people. Coca-Cola is basically treated like a religion here. So, here's all the... This is all the J-Ski paint scheme page. I'm not going to go through these again. I just want to see if we missed any numbers. Or any potential schemes we we didn't see in 2012. Let's look at my numbers real quick. Yeah, they didn't have all the paint schemes, but still. The one we did miss was the 50 for Bill Elliott right here. This is in the game, so if you want to erase that. Also, the Jeff Gordon Pepsi Max, I'm pretty sure we missed as well, but it's on there. This one. Pretty sure that's on the other one. So, okay, ignoring that. Okay, so before we go here today, we do have one more thing. No, I'm not trying to steal... Yes, I'm kind of stealing a quote from Steve Jobs, but I don't care. But there is one more thing to announce. So, for the past couple Firecracker 400s... So the past several Firecracker 400s, we've always had qualifying. We had it in 2021 as well as last year in 2022. We had single car qualifying for all cars. Each car had a single lap and everything. And obviously the fastest driver gets the pole. But honestly speaking, though, even in the videos that the qualifying actually did pretty well, it was kind of boring for me to make. So I did not make it. I did make it, but I was kind of bored of making it. So I decided this year to replace our qualifying procedure for... Sorry. I decided this year to replace the qualifying procedure for the Firecracker 400. So for this year, we're going to introduce the WeatherTech Duels at Daytona. This is for the Palm Summer League's Firecracker 400. So how does this format work? So first, Duel 1 will consist... So each of the duels will consist of... will be based on points. Duel 1 will be the drivers in the odd position of points. So first, third, fifth, seventh, etc. Duel 2 will be the drivers in the even number of points. So that's second, fourth, sixth, and eighth. And this will be after California. And also each duel will be 9 laps each. So, and with this being, of course, the Palm Summer League being a very short series, I decided, you know what, why not give out points for the duels? They give out points for the duels in real life at Daytona, so might as well do it in our duels. So the top 3 finishers of each duel will get bonus points, which I said this during the Coca-Cola Summer Kickoff. With Palm Summer League being very, very short as it is, each point very, very much matters. So first place will get 3 points. Who wins for the winner of each duel will get 3 points. Second place will get 2 points, and third place will get a single point. In addition to, if the driver who leads the most laps in both duels will also receive a bonus point. So, even though it may not sound much in the grand scheme of things, with Palm Summer League again being very, very short, it could these duel points could really play into who wins the championship and who doesn't. And also tiebreakers, too. And lastly, winners of each duel will start on the front row for the Firecracker 400, just like how the duels are in real life for the Cup Series. And again, I decided to do the duels because, number one, again, Palm Summer League is a short series. I kind of want to have... It gives me more opportunity to do stuff like the duels. And number two, I was kind of... Like I said, I was kind of bored making the old qualifying stuff. Yes, they did well, but I was kind of bored. It was always one of the more boring videos I would edit. And with that duel announcement, that completes the full Firecracker League schedule. And it will start Wednesday, June 28th, with Firecracker 400, both Firecracker and Coke Zero Showdown live practice at 2:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Each will approximately be 20 minutes long. And that will be on the day versions of each respective Daytona track. As for the Firecracker Duels, that will be on Friday, June 30th. And that will also be on the day Daytona for the Palm Summer League. I'm pretty sure it's the first time we've raced in the Palm Summer... we did a Daytona race. I guess you can call it a points race in the day version of Daytona. And as previously mentioned, the Coke Zero Showdown will be on Sunday, July 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, barring any adjustments because of the Chicago race. And, of course... our fourth Firecracker 400 and the first for the PSL will be on Tuesday, July 4th. And I don't know, I said fourths, whatever, ignore that. Let me change that real quick. Because I need to screenshot this. Okay, so Yeah, Tuesday will be the 4th of July will be on Tuesday, which was where our Firecracker 400 will be. I'm hoping what's it called? I'm hoping for this year's Firecracker Week not to be delayed like it was last year, because last year, of course, did get delayed. Just trying to let me just screenshot all this stuff. Oh, okay. Let me just screenshot all this stuff real quick. I will post all of the stuff on the Discord. That's why I'm screenshotting all these. But yeah, so this is the Firecracker Week schedule once again. So that pretty much kind of wraps up the stream. That's nothing else really to talk about. But thank y'all for watching. I know it's kind of a weird time to stream and kind of short notice considering I just announced this Coke Zero Showdown was returning only like 2 days ago. But again, signups for the Coke Zero Showdown will be this coming Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they will close regardless if it's full or not on June 18th, Father's Day, just after the California race for the Palm Summer League. And lastly, too, one more thing. What I might do for signups is I'll still do the Google Forms and everything. I don't want to do YouTube stuff again. I hate YouTube signups, honestly. But I'll probably make a YouTube video saying, "Hey guys, signups are open. Be sure to join the Discord and all that stuff." And then hopefully I'm hoping that'll get more people to join for the Coke Zero Showdown. Because obviously my biggest reach for people is for I say Angel, but the biggest reach for the Coke Zero Showdown for my YouTube for my videos is obviously on YouTube, and I kind of want to reach out to the YouTube community first, as well as the Discord community, so both of them can sign up. And even I might even promote it on Twitter and Instagram too for signups, because I want to get as many